Welcome to the Crawcast. I'm your host, George Krawczak, and this is my predictions for the Super Bowl. And if you like this type of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. So this one is a really tough one because I keep going back and forth on it. Although at the end of the day, I am picking the Eagles. I do think the Eagles are a better team, but the Chiefs just keep finding a way to win. And I understand that the referees have helped both these teams a lot during the playoffs. And I'm not going to talk about the referees at all because I'm just hoping there'll be a fair game and there'll be no controversial calls on either side during the Super Bowl. So I'm going to kind of compare the teams right now. So if you look at kind of their positions, quarterback, I do think Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. So the Eagles have him there. Or I'm sorry, so the Chiefs have them there. Running back, Saquon Barkley's better than Isaiah Pacheco, plain and simple. So Eagles have them there. If you look at receivers, I think you got to go with Eagles. You'd rather have A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert. I'm throwing in tight ends with receivers over Marquise Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Travis Kelsey. I just Xavier Worthy. I just think you'd rather have the Eagles receivers. Offensive line, I'd go for the Eagles as well. Eagles, I think, have the best offensive line in the NFL. Chiefs are pretty decent as well, but I just think the Eagles' are offensive line is better. And then if you look at defense, defensive line, it's tough because Chris Jones is by far the best pass rusher and defensive lineman, but I think the Eagles are a little bit better because basically the Chiefs have George Karlaftis and Chris Jones. That's it. Whereas the Eagles have, they have Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, they have Nolan. They have kind of a bit of a wider range, even though Chris Jones is obviously the best among them. So I have to give it to the Eagles. Linebackers, you got to go with Eagles. Zach Bond and Oren Burks over Drew Tranquil. And then if you look at corners, that's an interesting one. I think it's a thing that's similar to the uh, the linemen, where I do think Trent McDuffie is the best corner out of all of them. But you gotta but the Chiefs basically have Trent McDuffie and no one else. Whereas the Eagles, they have Cooper DeJean and Quinion Mitchell, who look like absolute studs. And then Darius Slay, yes, he's lost a big step. Yes, he's no longer an all pro and he's kind of an average to below average corner, but if Darius Slay is your third string corner, that is pretty darn good because he still is capable and still can play, even though he's definitely lost a step with his age. And then if you look at like safeties, I think the Chiefs' safeties are a little bit better. Although Reed Blankenship, he's occasionally off and on. I think the Chiefs' safeties are better. And then coaching. Uh, I think the Chiefs by far have the better coaching. You saw that they can adapt to what their opponents are doing. They'll study each team inside and out. One of the impressive things about me is that everyone noticed this, and the Chiefs noticed it too, where they noticed that Josh Allen on the QB sneaks, he likes to kind of go to the left side. So what they do? They crowded the left side of this line of scrimmage. And on that part, then Josh Allen should have gone to the right, but no, Josh Allen still went to the left, and it was stopped. So overall, I think these are pretty evenly matched teams. I think the Eagles are just better. The big question is Saquon Barkley. Can they stop Saquon Barkley? I don't think the Chiefs are the best at stopping the run, especially as they showed last week. But I think they were too worried about the Josh Allen passing on them. Whereas I don't think you have to worry too much about Jalen Hurts' passing game. You do have to worry about him running, so I think you can just load the box, send a lot of blitzes, and if he throws on you in one-on-one coverage, he just beats you that way. Plain and simple. That's kind of how you have to let it happen. So that's the way I think the Chiefs can win is again, load the box, send a lot of blitzes, and try to stop Saquon Barkley. And then for the Eagles, it's a little tough because it's mostly just stopping Patrick Mahomes. And I know that is tough, but honestly, I think you can either play it two ways. You can either send a little pressure or send a lot of pressure to stop him. And I just think the Eagles are the better team. That's why I am picking the Eagles. Although this was definitely my hardest prediction because I kind of kept going back and forth and back and forth because I think these are two both evenly matched teams. And like I said, both these teams have had a lot of help from the refs during the playoffs, so I'm hoping that it's a fair and balanced game. The refs don't know who to root for, so it will not end in controversy like a lot of these games have. Again, the Eagles I think are better. Just the Chiefs, they consistently find a way to win, and it's just as simple as that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below on who you think's gonna win. Make sure to hit that subscribe button like it owes you money, and I'll see you on the next one.